back again, the Not Coach Tomlin show. It's your boy. I got my good brother with me, Cody Brody. Let the people know what's up,
Going
man.
on. What's going on? First time we're on this show. I'm excited. I've been trying to get on, obviously, since probably week one. Hasn't worked out until now, but I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to talk Steelers with my guys. So
He did
let's
some
get
strong
going.
lobbying to get on the show, and a lot of people on board to see him too. And my boy is here. He's here.
I'm here. I'm here finally. I can't disappoint now.
Right. So first thing I want to know is, man, what were your thoughts on? Because you and I were texting during the game, Cleveland game. What were your thoughts after kind of rewatching that game?
I think, like you said, I texted you. I mean, I thought overall it was a really dominant performance by the Steelers overall. I mean, the past couple of weeks have just been defense, 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 and with the offense obviously doing what they can do. Um, Offensively, we're not getting three and outs very often, which is nice. We're
I think
used
we
to
only
like
had
the
one
past three.
last. I think we only had one on Sunday.
Yeah, exactly. So, and a lot of those three and outs the prior years were happening right off the kickoff, right when we first get the ball. So, keeping their defense on the field and keeping the Steelers' defense off is really helping. I think. In last game, I think the defense let should have had four interceptions.
Yep.
Dropped four interceptions, and it's like that could
Mm-hmm.
have been four turnovers. And against better teams, you can't get away with those mistakes, so to speak. So,
Yep.
but we dominated in the trenches offensively, defensively, and TJ Watt for the most part was kind of a no-show along with Miles Garrett. So it
He
was
got a
nice to see
sack.
other players
He got a
step up.
sack or a pressure, but he was off sides one time. Like
Yeah, he had
you
a
know.
BS penalty call too on a QB hit, which
Yeah.
whatever. But the other guy stepped up. Nick Herbig has been so impressive this year,
Yep.
especially when Herbig, or especially when Highsmith has been out. So it's nice being able to plug that guy in and see
Yep.
what he's capable of doing.
Yeah. Smitty. I think he got a sack as well. They got after. Got like 6 sacks, I think. And the defense, man. They did what they did. It was a great
Yeah, you can't
performance
rely on
because
Jalen Ramsey to get a sack or two every game. I don't know. I think they did it because they were playing who they were playing, so they
yeah.
could do that. But I wouldn't blitz Ramsey all the time like
But
that.
I
But it
like.
worked.
I was gonna say I do like that Austin is mixing it up with Blitzburg because that's what we've been known for traditionally. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Those first couple of weeks, it was like, yo, put some pressure on them. And when you get to the point where the quarterback got to throw the ball 57 times, like
that's
you know,
crazy that they
I
did
say you're
that with
doing your
him.
thing. So Cleveland, I don't know what the hell they're thinking. They wanted to run the ball. I think they ran the ball 15, 16 times, something like that.
Yeah,
And like
and
they,
that's another thing is we shut Judkins down. He had his first 2 weeks. He came back. He's been really impressive. So
yeah,
for Pittsburgh to shut down their run completely, get off to a quick lead, expand on that lead, they kind of couldn't give the ball to Judkins much or Ford. So it was
yeah.
nice
But
getting him
even
out of
even
their game
still, man,
plans.
we were at it was what 9-3 at the half. They didn't even
Yeah,
bother to try to establish the run at all. But
that's
whatever,
true. Yeah,
we'll take
no,
that.
absolutely.
We'll take that. Putting the ball in a young quarterback's hands, we'll take that. Um,
Yeah, no, absolutely. I was.
Offensively, how you feeling about offense?
I like it. The offense seems similar still as far as like what they're doing, the quick passes, passing it before the sticks, which obviously I would like to see them do a little bit less of and try to, take chances, especially when you got a guy like Rogers who can make difficult throws as we saw with that touchdown pass, which rewatching, I'm like, only a handful of quarterbacks are really making that throw and
I'm
putting it
yelling
on a
at
dime.
every other quarterback. I'm yelling at every other quarterback that tries that throw, man. Aside from him, and I can't even. I'd yell at Pat for making that throw, but there's only so many guys can really make that pass,
Yeah,
and the catch
absolutely. But I
is
mean,
phenomenal.
overall, it's great. I love how Darnell has somehow came out of nowhere and become a part of this offense. And again, are we going to really rely on that week after week? I hope not. But having him in there as a sixth lineman that can just go out and run
Yep,
a route and catch the ball, it's a lot of teams don't have that. So
right,
it's
and
a
that's gonna
different
open
it's a
up the
different
run
look.
too, because that's that first play of the game was like, they come up lining up heavy, like, here they go, getting ready to run the ball, and then he leaks out and he gets like a 40-yard catch off the
Yeah,
gate. You know what I mean? So that was a big deal. Um, What do you think, man? They've been talking about the Steelers adding another wide receiver to this room via trade, like coming. They're talking about the Steelers being aggressive with looking. And
yeah.
I heard you say you don't want to see us rely on Darnell. So what are you thinking as far as a
Mm.
receiver in the market that would be a good fit for the team?
Well, as everyone's seen today, AJ Brown seems to be the name that's the biggest name that has been thrown out there. What we'd have to give up for him, I'm not. I'm not willing to trade Highsmith in that package.
Yeah, I don't like
At
it.
the end of the day, Highsmith is a game changer. Not saying AJ Brown isn't, but he's not as much of a game changer as Highsmith is. You know, you can force turnovers and get big time sacks that can completely change a game, and he does that all the time. So I wouldn't want that if that's the case.
Yeah,
Pat
I
Fryermuth, I
think
mean,
that
we can move him.
the price in many ways, man. Like you said, I think the cost for AJ would be a lot. Also, just, I mean, he seems to be a great guy and things of that nature, but we could see how he gets sometimes if he doesn't get the ball. We've kind of dealt with that past few years,
Hmm.
you know what I mean, with George Pickens. But him and DK, one can only dream of the possibilities, if that were to be the case.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
absolutely. Same draft class too, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, they played at Ole Miss together. So, like,
Yeah,
that would be huge. And then I know that I would be sad because if that were the case, I know Fryermuth will probably be the odd man out of there within the package deal because they've been talking about throwing him around as well as far as Highsmith. I mean, as well as Highsmith. I don't know. Pat's been minimized past the past few weeks for sure. But I don't want to see him out of that offense. I know Darnell's been more active, but I think that Friday will still provide some value. But I guess if we get in the caliber of AJ Brown and that's what they need, that's what they're asking, without having to give up too many picks as well. Because I know like
yeah,
we working with 12 picks coming up in this draft.
yeah, which is huge.
And so like that's we could use that for some, trade capital, if you will. But I see I'm looking at, more of like a Chris Olave or a Jacoby
I saw
Myers.
his name too. Yeah,
I've seen those guys linked to the Steelers. Olave, everybody's worried about the concussions and things like that, which is legitimate. But like anybody's one play away, man,
no,
from not
absolutely,
playing
and
again.
yeah, and Olave gives that other deep threat. Like he had a catch this past weekend where, like, I swear to God, it looked like he had a 38-inch vertical. He just jumped over the DB and had a crazy catch. Like that's something Steelers just don't have on a every Sunday, Thursday, whatever Monday basis,
Right,
whenever they play. So Olave would be great. Obviously, the injuries, the past history is a question. Jacoby Myers, he's good. I mean, he's a fine number two. He's better than what we have right now.
right.
Would I love it? No, depending on what we offer.
I think
That's
because
something
we
that we have
got
to
we got
see.
we got 3 third rounds, 2 4th rounds, 2 5th rounds, 2 6th rounds. Like the way that I could see it, or the way I would ideally like it, is we don't give anybody. We just give some picks. Give a fourth and a fifth. Let's get this over
Yeah,
with. Give a fourth and a
yeah,
fifth for one of those guys. Let's just move on, right? Moving all the any pieces off of the board to me would be a step backwards for what we got moving right now. Because
yeah,
Highsmith is needed within that pass rush rotation, and I think Freiermuth
yes,
is needed within a tight end room. You know what I mean? And if we add another receiver to that, then it makes the offense even more explosive. Removing anybody from it, I
yeah.
think, would be
I
detrimental.
mean, I don't even think the Steelers probably wouldn't, but definitely the Raiders. I can't even see that they would take a package with Fryermuth just because they got obviously Bowers and Mayer over there. So it's like,
That's true.
what are they gonna do with Fryermuth anyways?
Yeah,
But I do think that he is expendable because of we have the Jonnu Smith and even
yeah,
Hayward. Like he gets some reps. Like obviously he had that touchdown, but we can rely on Darnell a little bit more. So I think Freiermuth is a piece that we can move. I love
yeah.
him personally,
That's
but
why. That's
production
why I don't
wise, he's
want to
just not
hear it.
there.
That's why I don't want to hear it. I love Pat. That's why
Yeah,
I
but
don't
he's
want
just
to.
not productive. Productivity just isn't there. So like he's a really good blocker for tight end, but like he's not. What is he giving the Steelers wherever they play? Like what's
Yeah,
he doing? How many catches? How many yards is he going to get? Because it's not consistent enough. So I feel like John New would be better in that sense for Rodgers. So
yeah. No, you're right, man. You're right. So we got the dub this past Sunday. We got another AFC matchup coming up Thursday night. Um, you sent me the statistic, but I was going to talk about it anyway. So
yeah.
the Steelers historically on Thursday night football have not won a road division matchup on Thursday night football. What do you think about that stat? First of all,
I mean, you never want to see your team be the zero and whatever in any statistic period. And I'm honestly really surprised at that stat. But at some point, it's got to end, right? Like
Yeah.
it's not going to continue, is it? It's one of those things. And what makes me like nervous about it even more is because we're going against Flacco. It's
Yep.
like
That's what I was gonna talk about,
he
right?
he knows the Steelers better than any quarterback to ever play them right now.
Mm-hmm.
So he brings that to the Bengals offense. Hopefully, for they listen to him, or whatever. But he makes me nervous because he can still sling the ball. As long
Right.
as the Bengals can protect him, which could be trouble.
That's
um,
the key right there, right? Is the D line, if they play the way, if they mix it up the way we mixed it up this past Sunday, hopefully the old guy gonna get the ball out of his hands very quickly and we could wrap up, right? Or we
Yeah,
could
well,
get to him.
that's what makes me nervous is that I just feel like Jamar Chase is going to go for a 75-yard slant because it's going to be quick. It's going to be quick routes with him,
Yep.
and knowing him, the second he has the DB on his heels and the safety's got to get to him, he's already gone. So
Yeah.
that's where I'm nervous. Is limit the big plays. T Higgins is a deep threat, so we got to limit the plays with him.
Yep.
But just don't let Flacco get the ball out quick.
Yeah.
If just get to him, and if they want what they did good against the Browns, that I hope they can continue to do against the Bengals is limit big chunk plays.
Yep.
Don't let those like a 30-yard pass from Flacco down the sideline to Chase happen. Don't let them get momentum that way because then Chase Brown can get loose,
Yep.
and he's been held in check all year. So I'm crossing my fingers that the Steelers are going to keep it the same. This shouldn't be an issue. But
Yep.
if the pass game's working, then obviously the run game's going to open up for Chase Brown.
Yep. So that's where obviously offensively we got to put points up, man. We got to score touchdowns this week. We cannot
Mm-hmm.
settle for 3 field goals in the first half. They got to be touchdowns because they have the explosiveness in the offense when given some time to light the board up. So
Mm-hmm.
even if we do get out to a big lead early, like they make a couple adjustments. Like you said, all it takes is one slant to the house, and now it's a different situation. I watched that game last week when they played against Green Bay, and I was like, they're not actually out of this just yet.
Yeah.
Because long as you have Chase and you got Higgins, like you still got a chance. So we cannot sleep on that. It would be a tremendous win. Now this is a big, big game. It looks
Mm-hmm.
it looks like, oh, the Steelers 4-1, the Bengals are 2-4, whatever, whatever. But this is like a huge game for the division.
Absolutely. No, I absolutely. And beating the Bengals now, we're not playing the Ravens obviously for a little down the road, but to have any extra games that we can for when Lamar eventually comes back is key because the Browns, obviously, no one's worried about.
Right,
The Bengals, nobody is, but if they beat us, that just gives an extra week for the Ravens to just be like, all right, we're not too far behind the Steelers where we can catch them. And I don't want the Steelers to look ahead to like, oh, we got the Packers after this. That's a huge game, and then
right.
just overlook this Bengals team, which I don't think they will because it is the division game. But
Yep.
sometimes you can look ahead in the schedule and just be like, all right, this can be a win, easy win, and then let's focus on the next week. So
Right, because
I
we
hope they
look at
come
because a
focused
lot
for
of
it.
people will look at it like, oh, no Burrow, that's the win. Like, bro, they traded for some reason. Cleveland decided to trade the best quarterback they had to the division rival, which I still don't understand it. But like,
Tomlin's
it's
comments
so
killed me.
stupid. It's so dumb. Like, why? What kind of
Did you?
idiotic thing is that? Like, what's up
Did
with
you
y'all?
see who was it? I think it was Joe Hayden say something. He had been like, if that were Coach Tomlin with the Browns, he'd never be that dumb or something like that to make a move like that.
Right?
And I think that's what Tomlin was saying with what like in the presser was like, are they stupid? Like that's
Yeah.
a division rival for everybody. Like why would you trade him within the division?
Right. It doesn't make any sense, man. Like we are very familiar with Mr. Flacco. You know what I mean? And he he's old, yo, but he has those games where it's just like, well, damn, Flacco threw for 300 and 4 touchdowns today. Like, what?
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean? You got to wipe your eyes when you look at the screen, and he's got the actual guys to really do it now. So like,
yeah. No, yeah.
it,
Listen, he may be 4 years
For
old.
Cincinnati, this is a godsend because now they can. Joe Burrow's not coming back for another 2 months, but they got the opportunity to win damn near every game they play, as long as the defense can make a play.
No,
So
absolutely. Is it? Did you see a stat yet? I haven't seen anything. What is the oldest matchup in NFL history? This has got to be up
This
there.
got to
I
be
mean,
it. This
40,
got to be it.
81 combined in age. Like
This
you don't
got to
see
be
it
it.
very often, if ever. So it's going to be funny to see two older quarterbacks that obviously Super Bowl winning quarterbacks go at it at their age and see that they can still play and play better than a lot of the young guys in the league.
Yeah.
Um, which is why I think the Steelers are having such good success this year is they got Aaron Rodgers, their guy. He knows defenses. He can read. He can get those quick throws out. Like
Yep.
he just knows what to do. He's been in every situation possible. Like with I don't want to go back to Fields, but like he was still younger. Like he can't read like that. So and they didn't trust him honestly. But it's just nice to
That's
see.
the biggest problem, I think. Well, not biggest. That was a big problem for sure. Was that they stunted the playbook for him.
Yeah,
But I mean, now we're looking at him in New York, and it's like I don't know. But you know how I felt. We had our conversations last year, and I was like,
yeah,
I can't wait to get Russ in there, and then look what Russ did. Look how Russ did me. So like this year,
exactly.
this year feels a little bit different, but I'm not trying to get ahead of myself because this is what we were 6-2 going into the bye
Yes,
last year,
exactly.
and I was like, yeah, we looking all right, and then shit the bed. So like, I'm not going to get ahead of myself here, but it looks good.
Yeah,
It does.
no, it does. And after the first 2 weeks, everyone like I was getting texts like, "Hell, what do you think your defense? They're trash." I'm like, listen, it's the first 2 weeks. Like, let them warm up, and ever since then, they've just been on fire.
And that's the
And
thing about this past week.
last week they were healthy.
Yep.
Last week they were healthy, and being healthy matters, obviously. So it was just nice to see everyone out there, offensively and defensively. Like Warren coming back makes a huge difference in our run game.
Yep.
He's a bowling ball that has quick feet
Hmm.
that can hit holes and make defenders miss that you don't think that he can. So it was good to see him out there. He looked good. Could have been better, of course, but it
Right.
was just nice to get that different pace from him.
That bye week, man. Like when I first looked at it, when we got the schedule, I didn't like it. I talked about it to a couple of people, but it came at a perfect time for us to get everybody back.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first game that
Absolutely,
we
no,
had.
absolutely.
First full game we had Joey, Jalen, Deshaun. You know what I mean? They looked. It made a big difference in that defensive backfield, and it allowed the pass rush to do what they do. It allowed Pat Queen and Peyton and Cole Holcomb
Mm-hmm.
to do what they do. So that collective unit as a defense, hopefully this is going to be more of the norm of what we see
Yeah.
in terms of the creating
Absolutely.
pressure. You know what I mean? And then really we got corners getting safeties. So I mean getting sacks. So like when you can play top to bottom like that, you have the freedom to kind of do whatever. And that's why, after the rewatch, I can understand Aaron Rodgers saying, "Look, this defense is good. Cleveland defense is good. We're gonna settle for threes because our defense is better." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so like he felt comfortable. I could be able to trust the defense, and long as they can,
I
do what they
yeah.
do, then we can in the second half make our adjustments. And then as we saw, 2 touchdowns in the second half, and then we were pretty. I mean, I was still worried a little bit after Boz missed the kick. I was like, all right, well, all they need is one long play, and then now they're within a touchdown. But I still had
Yeah.
we're gonna win the game. You know what I mean? But like, it was still one of those. All right, well, I can't just relax just yet.
No, absolutely, and that's the thing. I hope that the Steelers can come out on Thursday. Like I don't want them to keep settling for field goals and trusting the defense because obviously they've been doing that forever. And
Yep.
at majority of the time, yeah, we're winning, but it's just like when it gets down to like the end of the season or the playoffs, it's like that type of football isn't going to win games. Like you need to come out and punch them in the jaw right away. Like you need to make that mark of like, all right, yeah, we can score touchdowns with anybody in the league. Not wait till the second half of like, all right, let's wake up because against the better teams, it's just not going to fly.
Right. And so that's where, if we do get another piece, that could help, hopefully, obviously, Calvin Austin not being in makes a difference as
Yeah.
well. We saw Roman Wilson make a catch, so that was cool. You know what I mean? But like, we still need something, man. We need a wide receiver two out here for real.
I'm
How?
wondering with Roman Wilson, man. Like, I feel like he has such. I think I texted you this too. Such good potential, and it's just like, are they not utilizing him? Is he just not good? Like,
Yeah,
I feel like
I
he
don't
could
know.
be more, but I don't know. He just hasn't been able to show it. So,
Yeah, because they've even in the camp, Aaron was like, I want him to kind of believe in himself, because he's good. I want him to actually believe that he's good. And I don't know if it's just showing and is he not getting a playbook? Is he not blocked? I don't know what it is. But when I saw Ben Skowronek out there week one, I'm like, what the hell's going on? Like I'm because
Exactly.
I was at the game and I'm like, oh, Aaron rolls out. They scored at the far end zone and I'm like, oh shit, who scored that? And I looked on the screen. I'm like, 15. Who was 15?
I had to check and be like, is he injured? Is Wilson injured right now? Like, what's going on?
I was like, who is 15? So like Vince Carona getting reps over you, bro. I feel like it's a you thing. I don't know if it's a
Yeah,
staff thing. So we'll see, man. We'll see how it goes because it's still early in the season. You know what I mean? So hopefully he's going to have his
absolutely.
opportunities and hopefully he could just execute. He made a big catch on a third down to keep the chains moving. So like, he's got to keep doing his job in that regard and hopefully he just gets more looks.
Yeah,
You know?
hopefully with because DK is going to keep drawing more and more coverage, so hopefully that can open up. Like, because Roman is a deep threat too, so hopefully that can open something up for him to do. Now, or is that going to be something I'm hoping for against the Bengals or relying on? No, but it would
Right.
just be nice to see him have like a good game. Because obviously we drafted him in hopes that he was going to be a number two guy, not necessarily number one, but at least a number two. But we'll see. We'll see what it holds for him, or what the Steelers want to do with him.
Definitely. So what are you
And
thinking,
that's why
man?
we need a wide receiver. That's why we do need to trade for a wide receiver, but trade for one that it's worth, and what are we going to give up? So
Right.
if we can get a wide receiver to back up DK that's like legit, then I think Steelers can actually be true contenders. Not to say they're not now, but it's tough to rely on them after, like you said, we started 6-2 last year. It's
Yeah. I just
anything can
don't see
happen.
them being able to swing AJ Brown, but if it happens, obviously, like let's go. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, yeah.
I just
I'll
don't
be
realistically
sad,
see
but
it. Yeah.
I'll be sad if we have to give up Herb or Highsmith. But I mean, again, we still have like the Jack Sawyer's, the Peyton Wilsons, the um, Herbigs of our core for our
Yeah.
linebackers. So
But
we
it's the
have
trenches,
pieces
man.
still.
It's a long season. We need all the trenchmen that we could get. So I definitely don't want to
Yeah,
see any of those guys go. What you
yeah.
thinking? What you thinking about the score? What do you think the score is going to be for this Cincinnati game
Uh,
Thursday night?
that's a oof. I feel like I'm not going to say a bizarre score like a lot of people like do. Like last night's Bears and Commanders game 25-24. I think it's going to be. I'm going to say the Steelers win, and I'm going to say it's going to be a 26-17 game.
Okay.
I don't know if that's bizarre or not. I feel like that's a normal score, but
26-17. That's like,
yeah,
yeah, that's not bad. What's that? How many field goals is that?
that's just.
But
I mean, for us, it depends on how it works out, but that's
yeah,
4 field goals,
yeah,
which is very possible. And I like Boswell playing on turf because he's been automatic, obviously.
yeah. I mean, he slid in the damn grass, and I was like, damn it. That Buffalo
I'd
Wild
rather
Wings.
have that than torn ACLs though, like every Sunday. So
Yeah, that was like a Buffalo Wild Wings button, man. It was like, nah,
yeah,
we gotta make this interesting.
for
I
real.
started yelling, "The fix is in" at the TV. The fix is in, damn it! The fix is in.
I'm going to change my score to 27-17. That's my final.
27-17. All right,
Yes.
I like that. I think we score some touchdowns this week. That defense is not that good. I think 31-24
thirty-one
is what
twenty-four.
I'm
Oh, wow.
looking at.
So you think they put up some points
I
too?
think they're
Okay.
gonna. I think they're gonna have some opportunities to put up some points. Maybe get that late score. Maybe it's like 31-14 or some 17 at that point, and then they score one. But I think we do enough to keep that offense off the field. That's why we got to run the ball. So
Yeah.
obviously, time of possession, we keep that offense off the field, less opportunities for them to score. So I think we'll probably do a good job with that because that defense is not good at all. In case I hadn't said that
No.
already. So we have to take advantage, protect the old man like we had done against that defensive line from Cleveland. Trey Hendrickson is another guy that you got to be mindful of. So he killed
Yeah.
us
No.
last year. I think
Absolutely.
he had like 3, 4 sacks last year when he played
Yeah.
us.
I think it was
So
3. Yeah.
we got to make sure that he's in check and get the ball out quick. Do what we got to do. Keep the
Speaking of
chain.
that, I just got to give a quick shout out to Broderick Jones on the job he did on Miles Garrett. Man,
Shout out to Broderick.
I've been ripping him and ripping him, and I'm not saying like, oh, now he's turned a new leaf, but that performance was spectacular. Like
Yeah,
he needs all the credit in the world for Steelers' success last week
yeah.
for
Also,
sure.
shout out to the O line in general, man, and the O line
Yeah,
coach. Because they got to put together these schemes because if you see that he's struggling a bit, get a chip out there on him. You know what I mean? And they was
Yeah,
able to pass. They was able to pass guys off. You know, like they showed that still
yeah.
shot of that the touchdown that Aaron threw, and he had time back there. You know,
Oh my God, it was a beautiful
so like
pocket. It
so
was a
put it
beautiful pocket.
nice and clean pocket. Get a chip on these guys, but also they start shooting inside. But and so the guards got to be paying attention to that. So they was able to pass them off
Yeah.
really good. I think Aaron got pressured a couple times, but like we can't complain about that, man. The O line played pretty well. You know, I think a couple
No,
holding
absolutely. He's
calls.
been moving after week one. Rodgers has been moving as best as he can, but
Yep,
after week one, he was like a little shaky, and I
yep,
was like, I don't know, man. He can't move, but he's been moving fine,
yeah.
honestly.
He's looked pretty good, man. So um, looking forward to this game. We could get up after that game and talk about it. But I'm looking forward just to seeing. Hopefully, the boys end up 5-1 at the end of this week, man. We got to get two
Yeah,
dubs in this week.
5-1, and then get the Packers, which is gonna either way, win or lose, is gonna be a phenomenal game. I think
Yeah,
that's a big time matchup. So,
yep.
and obviously Rodgers playing against Green Bay, so that's it's gonna be emotional for him, I'm
Oh
sure.
yeah, yep. But then we got Micah, so that you know what I mean. So then we got to continue to scheme, you know,
That's
and
true.
make
Yeah.
it happen, man. We got a pretty tough stretch, man. The rest of this season, we got 5 more division games, right? We
I
got
know our division games are mad late too. It's
five
I've
more.
never seen a season like that for
Well,
them.
last year we didn't play any division games till after the bye.
Till yeah, okay. I don't
So that
remember
was like
that.
week 9. We played 6 division games after that. So we got 5 division games left. We got the Colts, we got the Chargers, and then Green Bay, and then we got Detroit. So
Yeah, Detroit is yeah. I'm
I
not even
mean,
gonna worry about that game
and then
until
Miami. We play Miami too. So like aside from at this point, aside from Miami, man, everybody else is basically playoff team. So
yeah.
we got to be ready to ball. It's that simple.
No, absolutely, and definitely starts this Thursday with another division opponent, which is going to be a sneaky game. So if they can win this one impressively, like by double digits, then I'm going to be like, okay, now it's time to start taking them seriously because enough of the one possession sweating it out wins. Like let's start
Yep.
showing teams, let's enforce our power, and like let's just push them around and just win these games and not have to sweat it out.
That's it. It's
So
that simple, man. So looking forward to getting back up with you and talking about that, brother. Appreciate you
absolutely,
taking the
me
time out.
too. We'll see if we can do Thursday, and then we'll hopefully link up soon. Either way, so
Yes,
just let
sir.
me know.
Yep. Once again, congratulations to you and your lovely wife as well on the
Thank
marriage.
you,
You know,
thank you.
my boy got married last month, so y'all better make sure y'all send my boy some congratulations.
Yes,
Um,
thank you so much.
yes, sir, brother.
And we'll get that reception. We'll get that reception going. Yeah, I know everyone's eager to celebrate too. So,
We gonna party for sure. Looking forward to that. All right, brother. I'll talk to you soon, man.
all right, sounds good, man.
Yes, sir. Peace
Later.
out.